So far in the summit, we have heard about digital communication, automation of email handling, and digital document flows. Next up is e-commerce. But why? In e-commerce, providers tend to focus solely on the end customer experience and forget about the need to digitalize and automate the supply chain at the backside. However, a friction-free supply chain is key to the end user experience.
The challenge as we see it is that a lot of companies hasn't really utilized the potential that they have in digitizing the supply chain. For example, in retail and e-commerce. And speaking of e-commerce, they have more concentrated on getting the customers, have the best checkout and whatever. But we see that if you utilize the digitization of the supply chain, and you have better information in your systems, you can do better internal processes and also even better customer experience. Let's take an example. I was looking for a pair of shoes the other day, and I found them on a well-known website, and I also browsed around and put some other items in the cart. When I got to the finalization of the purchase, they were actually out of stock. And I didn't buy anything because the shoes were the main driver for the buy. So imagine if I would have the information at that point that the shoes were actually available in 3 days. Then I would have bought the shoes, but also all the other items that I have put in the cart. It's all about the data actually, to have the right data in place. And if we go back to the supply chain situation, if you have a procurement department, you have a buyer there that want to buy something from a supplier. He then want to send an order to the supplier, and usually that is done if you haven't digitized this, an email or something. But then you are having an actual manual process that you could digitize. Sending a digital order and not an email. We're talking about structured data from one system to another. And also demanding the supplier to send digital data back. Then you have all the information in your system and you are able to use that for internal processes. You have the right data there, but you can also use it in the web shop, for example, as the example with the shoes. To start, it's not really rocket science. I think you need to get your procurement department together with IT, sit down and discuss what is the target, and then you actually should reach out to get help. There's a lot of companies that know how to digitize the suppliers, so reach out for help. To get all the suppliers on board and digitize the supply chain is of course a big step for the company. But you can take this in different steps, and also some of the steps you can do in parallel. For example, it's not always the right thing to start with the largest suppliers you have because they are not maybe ready, or it's a great job to get them done. So maybe it's better to start with the easiest one, those that already has the experience. Then maybe you should start with the smaller ones. There are solutions for that. And then you can get back to the large ones, and you are more confident, you have come further in your own process. There are many reasons to digitize the supply chains, but the most important is to get the right data on the right place at the right time. This will create the possibilities to automate your internal processes, be more efficient, and in the end that will mean cost savings. And you will also get happier customers and able to sell more.
Erika, we just heard Stefan Winbo explaining the potential of digital supply chains. What are some of the key challenges that businesses might face when trying to implement this?
Well, one of the challenges, as I see it, is internal resources and coordinations. So with changes like this go across the organization and everyone needs to be involved. Management for sure, but also, of course, IT and procurement. And it is important that the overall objective is understood and communicated throughout the team. Another one is actually focus and endurance. we have to remember that the full effect is obtained when all the suppliers are digitalized. So don't stop halfway. Make sure to really get the best value out of your investment.
When talking to your customers, what are they telling you?
Well, often we are actually brought into the conversation when the customers have started and they need some help to finish. And I mean, for sure, this is our home turf. We really know this and we are there to help.
Given the rapid evolution of digital technologies, how does Strålfors ensure that its solutions are future-proof?
Well, when I think about it, I mean, what we do here today, the conversations that we are having, that is actually part of what we need to do to stay relevant and future-proof. And honestly, we don't really have all the answers. And I mean, we will probably most likely bet on the wrong horse sometime. But the good news is that through our many customers and the big ecosystems of partner, we will have the ability to learn and to quickly adopt to customer needs and the market development.